man, I love TV and movies, and let's face it, it's become a huge part of our culture. And let me tell you, in the military, we are serious fans just like you are. But sometimes I see a scene, and I think to myself, can you really do that? I'm Terry Schappert. As a 23-year U.S. Army Green Beret veteran, combat medic, sniper, and close combat specialist, I've been tested most of my life. I'm here to put Hollywood to the test. This is Hollywood Weapons. All right, so let me give you an example of can they really do that. The other night, I was watching one of my favorite shows, starring one of my most favorite all-time stars, Joe Mantegna. And yes, I knew it was right here. This is his star in the famous Hollywood Walk of Fame. The show was Criminal Minds, and he's a big star in it. Now there is a scene, I gotta show you this. Okay, so the psycho drives his car into the water, and he's still trying to strangle his victim as the car is sinking into the depths. Hotch, played by Thomas Gibson, comes to the rescue. You see that? He shot a semi-automatic pistol underwater and the shot went through the windshield. Then he shoots 2 more times, a double tap. Now, I replayed this part over and over and I wonder, can you really do that? All right, so now it's time for Terry Schappert's Knucklehead Science. And this is not drawn to scale, so don't give me a hard time. Here's how the gun works. Hammer strikes the firing pin, which hits the primer in the cartridge, ignites it. You have an explosion, it sends the round through the barrel and downrange. We got that, that's gun stuff. The problem we got here is we're firing this thing underwater, so now it's really a question of compression. Fluids don't compress, water is no exception. It's called Pascal's law, and it basically says if there's pressure applied on any closed body of water, it will force out equally and unidirectionally inside that closed container. This is basically the principle behind hydraulics. So the bullet's good, that's airtight, and the hammer and the firing pin are definitely gonna work. There's really 2 questions here. How much force is gonna be lost by this round before it clears the water-filled barrel? How much force is gonna be lost before it goes downrange? And is this weapon gonna actually be able to cycle 3 times to enable Thomas Gibson, our hero, to shoot it and kill the bad guy? Can you really do that? I don't know. But I do know some guys who work at Criminal Minds, so I think we need to take a trip down there and get to the bottom of this right now. This is Joe Mantegna's character. Joe Mantegna, listen, I know you're busy, you guys got a lot going on. I'm Terry Schappert. I'm a Green Beret guy.
I know who you are.
Do you really?
I know all the badasses in this neighborhood.
Well, one of the things I saw on your show, great stunt, Thomas Gibson did it.
Right.
The bad guy goes into the water, and right. So the thing's sinking, and Shamar jumps in and pulls the girl out, and then Thomas Gibson has to do
Thomas pulls out his piece and bing bing through the side window, I believe.
It looks badass on film.
It does look badass.
Okay, right, it looks really cool.
Right.
So I want to know, man, do you think, can you really do that?
That's a good question. But you know what? Luckily enough, we can at least go to the source of that video clip.
Yeah.
Let's go see Thomas Gibson.
Really?
Come on. TG!
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hey.
Hey,
Hi, Thomas.
Nice to see you.
This is Terry.
Very nice to meet you.
How do you do?
I know you guys are busy, and I already stalked Joe over at his trailer. All right, so I want to ask you quickly about this one episode that we're just kind of dying to figure out. So there was, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was an underwater thing.
Right.
And you dove under and you shot your Glock, broke the windshield, and then double tapped the dude.
Right.
Can you take me through that? How that worked for you that day?
It's a little cheating, I think, as far as the gunshot goes, you know?
Right.
Because I think underwater it wouldn't really go very far. And
Now, as an actor, too, you were underwater. What was the challenge of that? Like, you had to swim under and do that kind of stuff? Or no big deal for Thomas Gibson?
It was fun. It was fun.
It looked fun, man.
It was fun.
It's fun.
And the tank was like, about 90 degrees, so it was not uncomfortable, but it was really cool. And we had the car underwater and kind of worked out all the stuff, and it was the first time I'd ever done anything really underwater like that. So it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I want to get your guys' opinions. You guys did it. You guys work in the show and all that stuff. I've heard so many different things, man. I've heard guys say, no way. A little bit, like, it might go a little bit.
A few feet, maybe.
I know the guys at ISS.
Yeah?
The special effects guys from ISS, they do all that kind of stuff.
And I'll probably try to come back and stalk you guys again. I promise I'll be I'll let you know how it goes.
Well, next time you do a mission, ask for 98-degree water, too.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Coming up, we head to the largest prop house in Hollywood to meet up with one of the top weapons experts in the business. All right, now in the series Criminal Minds, there is this awesome scene where Hotch, played by Thomas Gibson, dives into the water, shoots through a windshield, and double taps the bad guy. Now, I've been asking myself, no, I've been obsessing over the question is, can you really do that? And guess what? I still don't have the answers. So, all roads lead here. ISS, Independent Studio Services. Now, these guys provide props for television and movie productions around most of the globe, and I'm here to see Larry Zanoff of the weapons section. Weapons. I like weapons. ISS is involved in over 70% of TV and movie production all over the world. It's unbelievable walking through this place and seeing all the blockbusters these guys have actually been a part of. Man, you guys definitely have the right kind of security here. No one's getting in without an invite. Man, I thought the movie posters and props were mind-blowing. The weapons department is completely nuts. There's every single gun ever made, and a lot more that I don't think even really exist. Hey, coming behind you. You must be Larry. Larry, thanks. I've been hunting through what I consider probably one of the coolest places I've been. This is amazing. My name's Terry Schappert. I'm a special forces guy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm a big TV fan, and I know you guys do all the weapons and stuff for Criminal Minds. There's one scene specifically that has been bugging me because as a military guy and that kind of thing, I'm like, can you really do that? Can I show it to you?
Sure.
This is when Thomas Gibson dives into the water.
The windshield scene.
The windshield thing, right, man. And then he double taps and he kills the bad guy.
Well, there is always a little bit of movie magic, right? We got to understand that. You're obviously aware of the problems of shooting a gun underwater. Air is very light and airy. Water is very, very dense. In reality, you know, in the comparison of the two, you're talking about, you know, like shooting a bullet through air is like me taking this knife and going like that through air.
Right.
As opposed to water where I'm taking this blunt object and I'm trying to push the bullet through
Right.
the water, okay? There's only one good way to figure it out for sure, to be honest with you.
Shoot it, probably try to
Shoot
test
it underwater.
Before we do that, before we even talk about what you think I would need, because you would know, can we just see more of this, man?
Come on, I'll give you a tour. Ice cream carts, canoes, kayaks, military equipment for like set deck, that's a really big item.
I gotta stop you. This reminds me of the scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark at the end when they're rolling the Ark in and there's just containers and top men, and off it goes.
Yeah, the Area 51 kind of scene.
Yeah.
The Ark is actually, though, right around the corner here on aisle 5, so you might see that down in the background somewhere.
And really, man, what the heck is this?
That's a 320 kilowatt pulse rifle, man.
By the way, of course it is.
In reality, it's just an AK platform, fully functional weapon. It was used in a science fiction show where it had to look like the 320 kilowatt pulse rifle.
All day. I could be here all day. I could be here all week probably, and you don't want that. So how do I solve this question about the Criminal Minds episode with the underwater gun, all that kind of stuff? Where do we go, man? We got to get this done.
Well, I mean, you obviously need the firearms.
Yeah.
I think we've got you covered there.
I have a feeling we'll find that, yeah.
So we still need a tank, and we need a windshield.
I got some people I think can help me with this.
Perfect.
I will be back with you.
Talk to you later.
So, I hit the road to reach out to some contacts and see if I could wrangle up the tank and windshields. I went back to the Criminal Mindset to talk to effects supervisor Andre Ellingson, who recommended a guy named J.D. Street. I swung over to J.D.'s and I hit the mother load. This is cool. What is this? This is cool as heck, man.
This is a roll-off container. This is what they use for construction debris. They drop it on a site, they fill it full of construction debris, they pick it up in the truck, take it away.
Brilliant! All I need now are the windshields. So I swung back over to the set to meet up with the head of transportation, Greg.
Now, do they have to be exact same size, or can I get?
They don't have to be matching. I just need 3, maybe 3.
Done. We'll have it first thing in the morning.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.
Hey, Larry, what's up?
Hey, Terry, how's it going?
Man, awesome. Listen, this is actually coming together. I got the windshield, we got the tanks. We are gonna actually get to shoot this gun underwater and prove if it works.
I am concerned about the Glock working underwater. The whole extraction, ejection, you know.
We haven't done this before. We want to make sure we give it a fair
test, but we don't need anybody getting hurt either. I'm more concerned about the shooter's safety.
There's a whole shockwave issue.
You know, hearing is a very sensitive thing. If we can't really do this safely, I'm not going to allow this to happen at all.
All right, I'll be over. Bye. Hey, Brian, it's me again.
Hey, what's happening, Terry?
You know, man, I'm still on my quest to find out if you can shoot a gun underwater through a windshield and take out a bad guy on the other side. Now, I've been talking to Larry, super smart weapons guy here at ISS, Hollywood's leading prop house, and we are coming up with a plan to do it under real-world conditions. Larry, what do you got?
Welcome back, Terry. Come on, let me show you what we got laid out for you.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we've taken a standard Glock 17 here, and we've upgraded it to like an LE model. So what we've got is an extended slide stop.
Okay.
We've got an extended magazine release.
Yep.
We've actually lubed this with a product called Frog Lube, which is a really great marine environment lubricant.
Nice.
So we're trying to make this as fair a test as we can, make sure that the weapon's ready to go.
But you know what's cool, though, what you're doing already? You're already lining up the... You're giving this gun a chance, Larry.
Absolutely.
Giving this gun a chance to do the right
It's
thing.
a Glock. We got to give it a chance.
Well, it's earned that much.
But if it doesn't work,
If it doesn't, what's next?
behind door number 2, the 357.
That's awesome.
And a 454 Casull if it doesn't make it through.
Big guns, big fun.
Absolutely.
That's killer.
So the question is, now that we've got all the hardware done, I've got the ammo on the way, we've got the whole set ready for, you know, fire marshal, set medic, on-set armorers and whatnot.
Thank you.
I think the last thing we got to do is get you fitted for a wetsuit.
Are you guys actually gonna give me the shot to do this myself?
Hey.
I'm so psyched.
You were the one who wanted to figure this out, so you got to figure it out, my man. Okay?
I just want you to know I look really good in a wetsuit.
Too much information, my man.
Lead on,
Too
buddy.
much information.
So, for the past 3 or 4 hours, the crew has been prepping the tank, lining up the windshields, getting the guns ready, the high-speed camera, lighting, safety, and about a million other things I don't even know about. Hi, Larry.
Hey, Terry, how's it going?
I'm great, man. Well, okay. What do we got?
So here's the deal. You asked for it, we got it for you. We've got a water tank. We've got 4,600 gallons of water. We've got safety personnel. We have a safety diver in the tank with you. We've got a medic on standby. We've got notification to all the law enforcement agencies around. We've got a gun. We got 3 rounds, and we got a windshield. Also, we can find out whether this is going to work or not.
This couldn't have been done in better hands. And seriously, folks, do not try this at home. If you listen to Larry, you can tell I am surrounded by professionals. Okay, man.
We ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it, bud.
Okay. Okay, weapons hot.
Weapons hot.
The 9mm Glock 17 is the exact gun that Hotch used to shoot through the windshield, and now it's time to see how it works in the real world.
Okay, man.
We ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it, bud.
Okay. Okay, weapons hot.
Weapons hot.
We've got everything set up to test if the 9mm Glock 17 will actually fire 3 times underwater and penetrate a car windshield, just like the scene in Criminal Minds.
Okay, the weapon's clear. We got 3 rounds off, which in and of itself is amazing because the gun cycled underwater.
Gun cycle great, man. Felt a little sluggish, maybe?
Now all we have to see is whether it actually penetrated the windshield or not.
It's harder, too, to get your sight picture because the gas with the water disturbs it so much that, well, we'll see if I did it or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, didn't make it.
Now, while the Glock functioned perfectly, the 9mm round wasn't powerful enough to actually get through the windshield. In fact, you could see the round bounce right off on the first shot. Now it's time to get a new windshield, reset cameras, and get the bigger, badder 357 Magnum ready to go.
Well, same test as we did before, one shot and then an attempt at a double tap. This is obviously a revolver. You've got a big hammer moving through the water, but that hammer's getting slowed down.
Okay.
So there's always the chance we get a light hit and the round doesn't even go off.
Okay.
If that happens, of course, keep it pointed down range until we have a safe time limit, okay? Other than that, just be mindful, 357 Magnum generates a lot more energy than a 9mm does. It's gonna be a little bit thumpier, okay? We ready to do this?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay, this weapon's hot. You got 3 rounds.
Thank you, sir. Didn't go.
Didn't go.
Okay, so I'll keep it down range?
Keep it down range, bring it over here. Got it? So we can clearly see that he got a light strike.
Yep.
The speed of the hammer was slowed down so much by the resistance of the water that we didn't get a good hit on the primer hit, and it didn't set off the round. So let's do one more thing. Let's go down, same test as before, but cock it into single action mode and then pull the trigger and let's see what happens. Okay?
I have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to the thumpy.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not.
Let's give this a shot.
Using the Ruger in single action means I'm gonna cock the hammer back, giving us as much forward momentum as possible and hopefully set off the primer.
Oh boy, man. That definitely was, that was thumpier.
Extra thumpy?
The 357 was definitely thumpier and hit the windshield with a lot more force, but it still wasn't enough to get through the windshield. And when I tried to squeeze off a second round, the result was the same as our first try.
Yeah, the second one didn't go.
Yeah, to be expected. We're still running about 50-50.
Didn't get through.
Didn't get through.
It was
still good safety glass.
And it was thumpier.
Absolutely.
So what's next on the menu?
Well, I guess we have to go up and use the big boy, which is the 454 Casull.
Time for yet another windshield as Larry gets the 454 ready. I gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous about firing this monster underwater.
I feel like a really ugly dolphin at SeaWorld that you just have to keep feeding.
You're not that ugly, so...
Okay, what do we got?
So we got the 454 Casull, right? So we tried a 9mm.
Yep.
That's like throwing a ping pong ball at this thing. Went to the 357, it's like taking a tennis ball and trying to bust through. This is like taking an Olympic shot put and trying to throw it through the glass, okay? So it's much more energy, much larger diameter round and everything, but we're gonna do the same drill. Try it double action first.
Okay.
If the hammer's still moving too slow, we'll try to go for the single action shot.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, my man. Oh, that looks really scary.
Absolutely, that weapon is hot.
Oh my God, I couldn't do it again. I couldn't do that again,
No
dude.
worries.
Oh my God.
After firing that first shot, the shockwave was far more intense than I anticipated, and I was not gonna do that again.
So the problem with shooting any firearm underwater is basic physics. You cannot compress fluids, right? So the shock wave coming out of that muzzle, going throughout the tank, it's got no place to go. It's hitting the walls of the tank and reverberating back and forth until the energy finally dissipates. Of course, anything in the tank is going to feel that. There's no way around it. Massive shock wave, right?
Absolute thump.
Did we make it through the glass?
Let me take a look, man. I had to come up. I was
No worries.
Oh boy. Let's take a look. Yeah, it made it through the glass.
Even though the round made it through the windshield, I missed the dummy, but another shot on target would have definitely been fatal.
Yep.
So there you have it.
Punched right through it.
Punched right through it, lots of energy, big flat board, just punched a hole right through the safety glass. This thing is a massive, massive round. It's a hand cannon, so it's moving a lot of lead through the water, massive explosion behind it. Pretty much what we expected as far as the going up in level, you know, leveling up to this gun definitely gets us through the windshield.
The 9mm didn't have enough energy to get through the windshield. The 357 spidered it, but didn't punch through. But the 454 punched through it like it wasn't even there. A couple of thoughts. One, that was a blast, literally. Two, I was in good hands the whole time with my really professional crew. And three, about half of what we thought was gonna happen actually happened. The weapons cycled, the rounds left them, and actually in many cases struck the windshield, but we learned a few things. The 9mm Glock was not able to penetrate the windshield. He said that Magnum also did not punch through. The 454 went right through it, and man, did I pay for that physically. I got to give the cast and crew of Criminal Minds a lot of credit for putting out a really, really cool series and a really, really entertaining scene. So if you're like me and you're a TV and movie fan, go to outdoorchannel.com Hollywood Weapons, send me a message. I should be able to activate the interweb, and maybe it's your weapon and your scene. We can find out if it gets proven. I will see you soon.